In this talk, I will discuss about the legislative control over the government fund. This happens to be my last talk on the topic Union Legislature. Since the Magna Carta, historians have considered the legislative control of government fund to be the key to legislative control of the executive. Running the government every day needs money, and sanction of that money is the power of the legislature. Money bills and financial bills other than money bills are exclusively governmental affairs, for it is the government that knows how much money it requires and how to collect it. They have to be moved under the authority of the president, which can be obtained only by a minister. The Constitution created two funds and empowered Parliament to set up a third one. The Consolidated Fund of India was made up of all revenues received by the Government of India, all loans raised by the government by the issue of treasury bills, loans or wage and means advances, and all monies received in repayment of loans. Refer to Article 266, Clause 1. All other public monies received by or on behalf of the Government of India are credited to the Public Fund of India. Refer to Article 266, Clause 2. A contingency fund of India has been set up by Parliament as per Article 267, Clause 1. Whereas parliamentary sanction is necessary for expenditure from the Consolidated Fund of India and the Contingency Fund of India, no such control exists on the Public Fund of India. Although it is subject to usual audit by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and therefore Parliament. On money bills, the House of the People is decisively superior to the Council of Estates. Money bills may be moved first only in the House of the People. Once a money bill reaches the Council of Estates, the latter may pass it and return it to the former within 14 days with or without recommendations. The House of the People may accept any or all or none of the recommendations, after which the bill will be passed. If the Council of Estates holds the bill for more than 14 days without returning it to the House of the People with or without suggestion of amendment, the bill shall be deemed to have been passed by both the houses. Articles 112 to Article 117 regulate the annual financial exercise. That exercise is divided into three stages: presentation of the budget, passing of the appropriation bills, and passing of the finance bills. The budget is a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure, also known as the annual financial statement. Before the beginning of the financial year, on the 1st of April, usually on the first day of February, the President causes to be laid before both the Houses of Parliament the annual budget of the government. The general budget speech of the Finance Minister contains two parts. Part A, dealing with the general economic survey of the country, and Part B, dealing with the tax proposals. The general budget is non-votable, as are non-tax revenue income measures. The tax proposals in the budget speech are, however, debatable. The estimates of expenditure are divided into two parts: those charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India, which is the central fund of the government, and the expenditure proposed to be made from the Consolidated Fund of India. The first kind of expenditure is non-votable, as they are committed by the Constitution, but debatable. They include the emoluments and allowances of the President and other expenditure relating to her/his office, the salaries and allowances of the Chairman and Deputy Chairman of the Council of Estates, and the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the House of the People. The debt charges for which the Government of India is liable, including interest, sinking fund charges, and redemption charges, and other expenditure relating to raising of loans and the service and redemption of debt, salaries, allowances, and pensions payable to the judges of the Supreme Court, the salaries, allowances, and pensions payable to the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and any sum required to satisfy any judgment, decree, or award of any court or arbitral tribunal. But the demands for grants of the respective ministries are votable. They may be denied or subjected to cut. Given the enjoyment of the confidence of the House by the Council of Ministers, total denial is normally unthinkable. Therefore, More frequent use is made by the opposition of the cut motions, not so much to force a cut on government expenditure as to initiate a policy debate or a review. Rule 209 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha allows debate and voting in the form of cut motions that are of three kinds. First, disapproval of policy cut, symbolically demanding a cut of rupees 1. A member giving notice of such a motion shall indicate in precise terms the particulars of the policy she or he proposes to discuss. The discussion shall be confined to the specific points mentioned in the notice. It is open to the members to advocate an alternative policy. Second, economic cut, demanding that the amount be reduced by a specific amount aimed at effecting economy. Third, token cut, demanding the reduction of the amount by rupees 100 aimed at allowing members to ventilate grievances. There is in Article 115 provision for supplementary, additional or excess grants if the expenditure goes beyond the budgetary sanction, actually or prospectively, through the same procedure. Article 267 in fact created a contingency fund to finance unforeseen expenditure. Actual budget making exercise is a complicated process with high bureaucratic input. Around October-November every year, the Finance Ministry receives demands of the other ministries and departments for the next financial year. The budget is prepared by the Finance Minister in consultation with bureaucrats comprising 4 secretaries of his Ministry of Economic Affairs, Revenue, Expenditure and Financial Services, the Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, advisor to the Government of India and the Finance Minister on monetary policy, Chairman of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs and the Central Board of Direct Taxes, and the Secretary to the Prime Minister's Office. The discussions are kept secret from the other ministers. Even the Prime Minister rarely attends the Budget Committee meeting and is kept informed by the Secretary in the Prime Minister's office. The ministers see the budget 1 hour before its presentation in the House at the Cabinet meeting to finalize the budget. The tax proposals of the Finance Bill, to be distinguished from the broader phrase Financial Bill, become immediately operative after the presentation of the budget. The demands for grants to the respective ministries are read out by the Speaker on behalf of the ministers who, however, do speak while replying to the budget debate. By this time, they would have seen the budget. Like the non-money bills, the money bills go through three readings. Ever since the creation of the department-related standing committees, a practice has grown to refer the demand for grants to such committees after general discussion of the budget. During consideration of the committees, the House goes into recess for 2 to 3 weeks. The committees cannot propose any cut but may pass comments on the demands. It is for the finance minister and the cabinet to modify any proposal that may be acceptable. The budget, therefore, is hardly a means of controlling the Council of Ministers, but it offers the best opportunity to debate government policy, criticize the government performance, and offer suggestions. Such opportunity is offered also to the Council of Estates, which can debate the budget but cannot vote on it. This is in brief about the legislative control over the government fund. With this talk, the discussion on Union Legislature ends. My next talk will be in respect of Delegation of Financial Power Rules 1978. Thanks for patient listening.